It has probably been well over a month since I've done anything pertaining to Brett Favre and that welfare scandal. I think the last time, I don't even want to talk about the last time I talked about it because it's been a while. But one person's name that came up in it was Ted DiBiase Jr. So in case you don't know who that is, you're looking at him on your screen. However, many of you may remember who his dad is because his dad was a pro wrestler as well by the name of Ted DiBiase, aka the $1 Million Man. Now, Ted DiBiase was around before I was born, but his son was around when clearly I was in existence. But Ted DiBiase Jr. is also involved in this and has now officially been charged with the role he played in the welfare scandal. Now, it's very interesting. All these people around Brett Favre are getting charged left and right, but there's still no criminal charges coming his way. It reminds me so much of Rick the Snake Snyder in Flint with Michigan. Everyone else around him got charged. Some got jail time, but he never got charged with anything. I think they officially dropped that entire case against him like last year officially. And the way it's set up, they probably not going to be able to go back after him again for it, even though he had complete responsibility behind that. But let me go ahead and see what Bleacher Report is talking about. Former WWE superstar Ted DiBiase was charged Thursday with multiple felonies stemming from a welfare fraud scandal in Mississippi, according to Ken Dillanian on NBC News. Per Erica Hunzinger of the Associated Press, DiBiase is part of the same scheme that involved Green Bay Packers legend and Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre. Hunzinger reported last year that millions of dollars meant to be spent on needy families in the state of Mississippi were allegedly misappropriated. DiBiase, along with with his father Ted Sr., the WWE Hall of Famer known as the $1 Million Man, and brother Brett, allegedly received millions of dollars through their businesses in exchange for services that were not provided. The elder DiBiase Heart of David Ministries allegedly received $1.7 million in welfare money in exchange for providing leadership, quote unquote, leadership training, which never occurred, plus $250,000 through DiBiase Development Incorporated for motivational speaking engagements. DiBiase was ordered to repay $722,000 as part of a civil lawsuit. DiBiase denied the allegations and asked for the civil suit to be dismissed. DiBiase Jr. allegedly received over $3 million in federal anti-poverty funds to conduct leadership training through Priceless Ventures and to support inner city youth through Family Orientum, but the services were reportedly not provided. Favre was allegedly paid $1.1 million by the Mississippi Department of Human Services through the Mississippi Education Center in exchange for speaking engagements that Favre did not complete. It was reported that Favre planned to put the money toward a new $5 million volleyball facility at Southern Mississippi University, which is where his daughter played volleyball. Favre reportedly paid the money back, but there was still $228,000 in outstanding interest as of October 2022. John Davis, who was the head of the Mississippi Department of Human Services, pled guilty to conspiracy, theft, and fraud in September 2022 and agreed to testify against other people involved. Davis reportedly also gave DiBiase Jr. the title of Director of Sustainable Change for the Mississippi Department of Human Services, despite DiBiase not being employed by the state. DiBiase Jr. followed in his father's footsteps by breaking into the pro wrestling business in 2006. By 2008, he made his debut on the WWE's main roster and was part of the Legacy stable with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. He remained with the WWE until stepping away in 2013, and during his time with the promotion, DiBiase Jr. was a two-time World Tag Team Champion. The 40-year-old DiBiase made sporadic appearances for independent wrestling promotions from 2013 through 2017, but he has been retired from full-time wrestling since leaving the WWE. So there you have it, ladies and gents. We have another person that has been charged, but again, it's just a charge. It doesn't mean it can go anywhere past the charge. That just means they're acknowledging his role in this, and there's too much on the table not to charge him. The same could be said about Brett Favre, since he's pretty much like the head of this whole, as far as I'm concerned. He's practically the head of this entire scheme, but they're still continuing to handle him with kid gloves. I don't know what it's going to take for them to finally charge Brett Favre with something, but I feel as if they're going around and they're getting everyone else around him, then his day for getting charged is finally coming. As for Ted, this is probably the first time we've actually heard or come across a breakdown about his role in this. Because everything, of course, has been focused more so on Brett Favre. And you know all the money and stuff with him. As you can see in the article, they still bring Brett Favre up. That's telling right there that they had to incorporate Brett Favre in there to say, hey, don't forget, Brett Favre still hasn't been charged yet. So I'm glad that they're still keeping that there just in case people may have fell off the story. You know, they fell off the wagon and they may have forgotten. I didn't forget. And I'm going to make sure y'all don't either. So I'm glad that they incorporated that in there as well. So like I said, we're getting more of a backstory and how Ted plays in this and the money he received. And if you think about it, it's kind of similar to Brett Favre. Of course, Brett Favre got more, and I think that's why they put him out there more, and he's a more well-known person. But Ted DiBiase Jr. and Brett Favre is almost similar because in the article it was saying about a speaking engagement he was supposed to do that he didn't do and got paid for. Just like Brett Favre, one of the components of his portion of the scheme was he was supposedly doing speaking engagements that he did not do and still got paid for. Just a bunch of thieves and stealing from those who actually need it. And they call us the welfare kings and queens. The nerve of it all.